Today, we got to listen to about 8 scientists discussing what they have been able to discover using the Sapphire device. The event was hosted by Dr. Alka Shaube, our Chief Medical Officer. Today's topic was around constitutional cytogenomics, and there was a live panel discussion after the session. The session was divided into two. After the session, there was a live panel discussion where the scientists were answering some questions from the viewers. In this video, we are going to be discussing what makes the 2022 event unique, and also we are going to be talking about the share price of Bionano Genomics right after the intro. What up investors, it's your boy Dayo. Welcome to Frunkla Investment, where I talk about Bionano Genomics on a daily basis. From Sunday to Sunday, I try to post at least one video. If you would love to learn more about Bionano Genomics, this channel is for you, okay? Feel free to subscribe to this channel, join other members of Bionano Genomics, those that are also invested in this company, and come here on a daily basis to learn more about their investment in this company. Whatever I show you in this video is just for educational purpose only. The financial market is a very dangerous place and you can lose a lot of money. Always do your own due diligence. Don't sue me, bro. Let's get to it. So this is the landing page. For those of you that attended the event, or for those of you that missed the event, this is the landing page. And there is something unique about this page. You can easily, there is a possibility for you to chat with other attendees, other viewers of this event. If you come to chat, for example, I was having a conversation with Dr. Alka Shaube, making a shout out, and as you guys can see, I even wrote Joe Butler, I wrote her chief business officer Rishipi, and then I had a short conversation with Dr. Alexandra Oishen, one of the scientists that presented today, and also one of the users of Bionano Genomics Sapphire device. He, of course, is also somebody that is also using devices from other technologies, next generation sequencing technology companies like Pac Bio, for example. Now, another thing that makes this visual event super unique is, you can easily go around more or less like a physical event. And if you go to the media center, for example, you can see what is going on. You can learn a lot, about Bionano Genomics. If you go to the auditorium, here you have the list of, the links to the event. This is what happened today. We have the constitutional cytogenomics section 1, and then Session 2, followed by the live panel discussion, whereby the scientists that presented today were answering some questions from the viewers. Here you have the list of the presenters right here. You can see Dr. Alexander Ocean is right there. Dr. Lila is there. Then during this second session, you have the name of the presenters right here, and then we had the live panel discussion where they were talking about some extra questions from the viewers. So this is what we have tomorrow, Tuesday. This is what we have hematological malignancies, more or less cancers. Okay, we have 2 sessions, and then it's going to be followed by live panel discussion once again, and then on Wednesday, we have this I don't know why my computer is super slow. We have solid tumors on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, the final day, that's where Bionano Genomics is going to be talking about, NGS, and of course OGM, the combination of these two technology. As you guys already know, we have some users presently more or less combining OGM with NGS, okay? And of course, we also acquired biodiscovery, so we are going to be seeing some of these users, perhaps some users that are also using biodiscovery software right now. So I think on demand is just a link to take you to if you want to check out what is going on, blah blah blah, but this is not really important. Now, another thing that I found interesting is we have this poster hall, for example, where you can easily click around, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. This is super cool. And then you have the media center if you want to access some videos and stuff. You have the briefcase attendees. This attendees right here is where you can chat with anybody that is presently on this page. Like, for example, I can easily write hello. I can write something to these people right here. For example, this gentleman, for example, is a scientist. I think I'm familiar with this name. He's a scientist. I don't know why he's still on this page. He's a very known person. You guys can easily Google him or check him out on Twitter. So you can find names of other viewers right here, and then you can write something to them. You can say like hello or something, just type here pa pa pam. Well, I'm not going to do that. So that is what I did today, to have a conversation with Dr. Alexandra Hoishen, and then Dr. Alkashaube. I said hello to her and so on and so forth. So let's go to the next page. Now, just to give you guys a short recap of what happened today, we have a presentation from Dr. Nick Hill from Augusta University. Augusta University is presently using Bionano Genomics for prenatal analysis, okay, for prenatal analysis, research, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that they are presently using Bionano Genomics for example. So Dr. Nick Hill spoke about prenatal diagnostic testing, constitutional disorders, and then prenatal and postnatal testing. And of course, he spoke about how Bionano Genomics Sapphire devices in 100% concordance with other technologies out there, and of course how Bngo is better at some of the analysis that they are doing in comparison with old school method of doing things, such as karyotyping, FISH, and chromosomal microarray analysis. So if you go down a little bit, I made a few tweets. Okay, so this is from Dr. Alexandra Hoishen. Okay, he was talking about heterozygous repeat expansions, and of course, he spoke about how OGM, is better than other technologies. The same story. Okay, and you guys can see right here, OGM preliminary results, 100% concordance, over 75 repeats called in every sample. I had a conversation with Dr. Alexander Ocean before he presented, and he's a very gentleman. Now, if you go down further, let me see if I have one more. Okay, so this one is from what's the name of this gentleman? Dr. Jalas. Okay, he was talking about the limitations of old school method like karyotyping, and why Sapphire devices, of course, better than karyotyping. This is more or less what he was talking about today. As you guys can see, for example, software reporting not prone to human error. Okay, these are some other important notes. Not prone to human error, not relying on human error. Karyotyping is a very intense tool, okay, to analyze genomes for structural variation or genetic disease. So Bionano Genomics Sapphire device, all you just have to do is to put in the sample into the machine, and the machine will analyze everything, and then you can easily see what is going on using the user display. Okay, but karyotyping, you have to look into the device, and then you have to be extremely trained. You have to be very good at it. If not, you're going to make a mistake. So that's more or less what Dr. Jalas was talking about here, why he believes Bionano Genomics could at least replace all this old school method out there. And of course, this event was hosted by Dr. Alkashabe, our chief medical officer. She was talking about the introducing everyone to Bionano Genomics, and so on and so forth. That is of course what she does best. And let's go to the next page. So before the market opened today, we saw this breaking news coming in. Bionano Genomics announces publication of interim readout from the consortium conducting a postnatal clinical trial intended to support establishing optical genome mapping as part of standard of care in genetic disease diagnostic. Okay, this is something that is still going on. I mean, I believe the reason why they dropped this news is just to update us, to let us know that the clinical trial is still going on, and the result so far is positive. This is Bionano Genomics trying to make sure the Sapphire device becomes a standard of care go-to. Okay, becomes the Sapphire device becomes a device that is being used for standard of care for diagnostic purpose. As you guys already know, before it can be at least approved for diagnostic purposes, right now it's being used for research purpose only. They need to go through some trials, okay, some clinical trials. They need to bring in some scientists to let the world know that this device is in concordance with old methods. That is more or less what Bngo is doing right here. Okay, now if you go down a little bit, this is a very important part from Dr. Alkashaube. She said, I quote, "The process of establishing a trial program with a consortium like this one is made possible by capable principal investigators and leading sites." And then she continued, she said, "We believe the trial is off to a terrific start with a total number of 813 subjects enrolled to date, and as the interim readout of 202 subjects and 331 sample runs shows, OGM has performed well. we look forward to the investigators proceeding with the remaining samples and evaluating other critical endpoints like comparative diagnostic yields, turnaround times, and health economic impact. End quote. Now, these are the centers and the doctors, involved in these studies. As you guys already know, Praxis Genomics is one of the users of Bionano Genomics right now. They are bringing us hundreds of thousands of US dollars in revenue every year. And Augusta University just received a PLA code, okay, and also they are going to be bringing us money. I believe they are already bringing us money right now, okay, because they are using Sapphire device right now to analyze postnatal, prenatal, like I already showed you guys from the beginning of this video. So these are the other institutional out there, universities out there, and doctors presently they are part of this. As you guys can see, the site conducting this study, and their principal investigators are as follows. Now if you go down a little bit more, I want to show you guys, I think I have one more highlight. So here is the key takeaway, okay. I mean, I'm going to leave a link below so that you guys can easily come in and read some of these things. Of course, the Sapphire device was able to find some DZ 4Z, something that old school method of course has been unable to find, and NGS technology is of course unable to detect. So that's more or less what this page is all about. Let's go to the next page. So unfortunately, before the market opened today, Nasdaq was selling off heavily, okay. I mean, we opened today more or less with a cap down, okay. As you guys can see, we open, let me just put it to the dailies. Bngo opened today with a cap down, but if you want to take a look at the candlestick, it's closed green, okay. We now have a gap to close, guys. You guys can see yesterday we closed around 2.71 US dollars, but today we closed around below that level, more or less like 2.72 yesterday, I mean on Friday, and then today we closed at 2.71. so we just have about 1 cent, okay, gap to close. So at the beginning of the market, everything went down. Not only Bionano Genomics stock, of course, the market entirely, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, they just went down heavily. And then we saw Bionano Genomics setting a new low at 2.59 US dollars, and then luckily it closed back up at 2.71 US dollars. So this kind of candlestick, in my opinion, is a reversal candlestick, but as you guys already know, the market is presently insane and it is difficult to predict what is going to happen next. So but on a normal circumstances, this candle right here is a reversal pattern. This is more or less a hammer or a shooting star, and normally we should open with green the following day. But this market is a very difficult one and nobody can really tell what's gonna happen tomorrow. And if you guys if you zoom it a little bit, okay, we have a gap that we are still trying to close on the dailies. You guys can see we have tons of gap that we opened last year, and the final one is around 1.30 US dollars, but I don't think we are going to get to that level. But right now we are at 2.70 US dollars, somewhere around here, okay. But if you want to go to the weekly candlesticks, okay, as you can see on the weeklies, it looks more or less like we have already closed that gap. That's why I hope before we finish this symposium, or at least towards the end of this week, we are going to get back above 3 US dollars, guys. Hopefully we get back above 3 US dollars, and then finally we can at least get rid of this downward trend, this sell-off that has been happening since last year November, when we used to trade around 6 US dollars. This is where we were in November, but right now this is where we are. Of course, it's not Bionano Genomics problem, in my opinion. It's just the entire stock market, inflation, macroeconomics, the C19 virus, we have new variants coming in, lockdown fears, and so on and so forth. And money right now is flowing into energy sector, banking, finance. That is where the money is flowing into right now. Tech stocks are selling off heavily. We even saw the likes of Tesla today going down heavily as well, then closing green at the end of the day. So that is all I want to share with you guys today. Tomorrow I'm going to be sharing more information with you guys about the symposium. Of course, you can easily also go to bionanogenomics.com and you can find several information about the symposium there, or you can go on their Twitter page. You can find tons of information also about the symposium there. So tomorrow I am going to see you guys again on this channel. Have a wonderful day, guys. I remain your boy Dayo. This is Frunkla. Ciao, ciao.